Good afternoon, traders. It is Tuesday, March 10th, 2015. The U.S. stock market is closed. Hey, this is pretty grim. Dow Jones Industrial Average really took a dive today, down 332 points. Yesterday I said I thought this rally yesterday was phony, and I wasn't very happy about it. And of course the phony rally got us into 7 stock positions, and of course when it turned around today, everything went to a loss. We're 7 for 7 losing, and we ended up closing out just over negative $7,000 on our closed out trades. Pretty hard to make money on the long side when the Dow dives 332 points. However, I don't want to be the eternal optimist here, but I still am pleased that the Dow is down like this. I honestly believe that we will make a lot of money when this thing turns around. It's really setting us up for some good profits on down the line. However, I doubt that they're going to come tomorrow. This fall today is really ominous for the Dow. It just was down all day, and then in the last 15 minutes of the day it sold off pretty hard, even more, and ended up closing absolutely on its low. So this market has a lot further to go. I mean, this is not over with. This thing's going to fall, I believe, quite a bit more before it stops, and I would be hesitant to even predict now where the support is going to come in. There's no support here. Now, that's not to say that tomorrow we couldn't have a little bounce, just like we had a bounce yesterday, or we could just go sideways. It's hard to say, but right now this is looking like a very strong down market. Now, the Great Depression isn't going to start this week. The fact is, what happened is, back here 6 days ago, the Dow just could not make a significant penetration of this red line, which represented resistance. This was an all-time high here, and when it couldn't go any further, it started to dive, and we've had a major sell-off here. It looks to me like it's 500-600 points in 6 days, so that's pretty significant, and it's going to go further. But this is a correction. All this is a correction in a bull market, and we actually are, I believe, being set up for some really good profits on down the line. So I don't like losing $7,000, but that's not the end of the world. We also, I could have handled the $7,000 loss in closed out trades. The problem was we didn't get into anything for almost the first 3 hours a day, and I'm looking at this and hey, this is great, this thing is falling like a brick, and we're not getting into anything. We're not getting suckered in to trades like we did on this sucker rally, and we're just going to stand aside and watch this thing plunge. Well, we ended up getting in to 4 positions, and actually 2 of those 4 positions were desperately trying to hold on to profits, getting pretty close to the close, but then this extremely negative action right at the end, the Dow going down 332 points. No long position could hold its profits, and we end up being 4 for 4 negative on our open trade. So all in all, we're 11 for 11 loss. That's pretty bad percentage. Tough day, but we'll survive. I'm really not too worried about these positions we're holding. I don't think that they're going to cost us major bucks, but it was nevertheless a tough day. I'll show you just a couple things that happened. I mean, obviously I have absolutely nothing to show that's any good, but we'll still see. This is Sempra Incorporated, and this is the re-entry trade from hell. You know, we had bought this thing yesterday near the close, hoping that it was going to run today, and it did run. The problem, we got out of it here with a couple $100 loss, and then it kept going and going and going, and this thing's running totally contrary to the rest of the market. And you know, with a couple 2 hours to go or so, we end up re-entering it, getting long again, and it goes up, you know, and then it fails here. It just cannot stand the pressure on the overall market, and you know, we're down a few $100 in Sempra, but you know, it doesn't look real good. We'll see. It still closed positive for the day, but not positive for us. And then here's another example of this very similar pattern. This is OVA Science. And this thing actually gapped down this morning with all that pressure on the market, but it rallied, and it came up here and got us in. And you know, it tried to hang on to some profits here, but just kind of gave out with all that selling at the end. And we are holding just a couple $100 negative on that, but nothing looks good today, and nothing looks good. So it's a tough day, but I still think we're going to see some big profits fairly soon. This is Trader Bob signing off. I'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday.